You hit the go live on the thing?
Live.
On the Instagram?
Live everywhere. Let me see.
Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. Ha ha ha. Ah, let the beat build. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Mm. 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 Mm.
It's not showing live on. Oh, yeah, we live.
Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah. 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 All right.
I know it says live video ended. Oh, no, here we go. Join live.
No, it's still live. No, we good.
I'm clicking on. Okay, I see.
Let the beat build. What's up, Shane?
Yo.
Hmm. Hmm. 1 2 1 2. Yeah.
What's happening, good people?
Might be in the building. Yo, Joe's in the building. Oh boy, crazy work.
Happy Hump Day. Come on in.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. To How was y'all day, man? What's good, Shane? What's up, B? Shane hit me one day and said, "Man, you know what? It's raining outside. Today's a TR&B type of day." I said, "Ah, yeah, I like that."
Man, show you right.
I said, "I like that." I said, that's what I'm talking about. I got to start using that one. It's a TR&B type of day. I mean, on them days where you ain't got a lot going on. You know what I mean? Give us a little hit. All right. Let the beat build. Mm. Okay. Okay. All right. Mm.
What's going on,
What
y'all?
we looking
Happy
like?
Wednesday. Pudge, what's up, baby?
The architect, the DJ in the building. Oh man, I appreciate that. Yes, indeedy. Yeah. I will get a couple more minutes. You know, we new to this. You know what I mean? You know, I know people don't know quite where to find us just yet, but we building it out. And so then we're gonna get this thing on and cracking. They just gonna have to join in on the conversation from there.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
we appreciate y'all
Welcome
coming
in theory.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Mm. So in the meanwhile, listen, so kind of giving y'all a little bit basis of where this is coming from, you know, while we talk through this, is that, you know, me and JC, of course, you know, have been doing TR&B for a year. And one of the challenges has has been that people want to respond to us in real time. So what we thought to do and what we thought was one of the solutions to that is to build out a show where we can kind of talk through some of the things that like some of y'all be yelling at us and texting at us and saying that, we didn't do this or we didn't do that. So we want to give y'all the avenue of doing that. Also inside of this piece is pure conversation that we get back from y'all, that you can catch it again on YouTube at any given time. So it's building out the YouTube channel. As you guys know or may not know, one of the things about doing music, it has challenges in copywriting. If you've ever put a Beyonce song in anything, you'll find out really quickly that the Beehive. There's three things I know about Beyonce. Right, her paperwork is straight. Her mic is always good. She always sounds good. And listen, hey, her royalties, her people, they got an ear out for anything that sounds like her. Like we might get flagged just for mentioning her right now. So, as music is the star of our show, we oftentimes, have to try to find, innovative ways to. Absolutely. There you go.
I mean, with that, R&B is happening in real time, man. So this gives us a space to hop on here and talk about some of the things that are not necessarily old school, but that are happening right now. We your R&B news outlet out here.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives that particular piece too. So that's another level or layer to this, right? So, and I know we've kind of bantered long enough. I want to make sure we do introductions. Like if you're new to this, if you've never listened to the podcast, you probably know us both under two different, levels, but I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my right hand man. This is my guy. This is my musical, partner in crime. And this is JC, and he goes by the slow song King Kong. I never thought I'd get comfortable enough calling another man that.
Call another man King Kong.
So know that there's a lot of love that is played out for me to get to the place where I affectionately, call you that and recognize you as such. So, and of course I go, everybody, if you know me, you've ever been introduced, I'm Slap, but in some avenues, there's a certain level of knowledge that I hope to possess and pass forward. And I didn't do it, JC, and cousin Nori, they named me the professor, because I always got a story or kind of know some insight to something I probably should know. I'm greatly into. Nobody. I mean, well, sometimes I'm greatly into the stories of R&B. So, and this is called. We run a podcast called Theoretically R&B, and then this weekly edition of what we're doing is called In Theory. So we'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to In Theory. And we're about to, let's take off. You ready to do this thing, JC?
Absolutely.
All right. So look, we wouldn't be good stewards of R&B music if we didn't talk about, like what's in R&B right now. And the only way to really talk about that is R&B album drops. JC, you're a big Coco Jones fan, man. Let's talk.
Coco Jones fan. I have, but honestly, have you got a chance to listen to the whole album?
Yes, I have listened to the whole album.
So I need one thing about me is I need space and time to digest, right?
Yeah.
So I'll say honestly that I haven't listened to the whole album. So I'm just getting snippets. So I need you to talk me through this a little bit.
So my first opinion of it at first blush, and I will tell you that I listened to it in the headphones, so I gave it the headphone test. I didn't give it the loud car test yet. But what I did think about it was that it seemed to be a product that I felt like that they put out because she was still hot and they felt like they needed to get another product out. It's not, and I don't think that it's bad, but I do think as I kind of listened through it, there were a couple of songs that stood out, but the reality of it is that I felt like it kind of got redundant, if that's a word. And she's so good that redundant from her probably isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? But for me, it didn't move around a lot. Anybody else out there that anybody listen to Coco Jones yet and got an opinion? I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking out there as far as, what you've thought about the Coco Jones joint real quick.
I mean, so she led with the ICU single, and that's been out forever, right? Like, and I thought I mean, my first thought about that is soulful, right? So that's what I was looking for. Like, were they gonna make a whole bunch of TikTok dance tracks, or were they gonna keep it in that vein of soulful? And lo and behold, today I clicked on TikTok and she was on there doing a dance, and I'm like, oh, okay.
So it's not as TikTok-y as I think that at first blush that, you know what I'm saying, you would feel about it. But I do feel like I said, that you know, I mean, I think the name of the album is Why Not More. And it feels exactly like that's what you guys are getting. Like, why not more? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got more stuff for it. And ICU is not on that album. It's on the last one.
Really?
So,
this is her first album. So that must have been on an EP or just the release as a single. So ICU
the album that dropped last. No, it's not on there. So, but like I said, it just has the feeling of just like, yo, feeding into, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, more of that. Like I said, anybody else out here that checked it out so far? Any feedback that you guys have from it?
If not, like I said, that's what's it's hot right now. That's worth, you know, that's been something that's been awaited for a long time. So check that out.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, lady, you're absolutely right. The Here We Go does have a little Jasmine esque flow to it. And again, I think Coco Jones can sing, right? And
I like to see them together.
Yeah, you said you like that would be.
I like to see that. Jasmine usually helps out. She usually helps out the peers.
Yeah, no, Jasmine is like she like thought. She make everything better. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you throw it on there, it's gonna go. So, but it sounds like a lot of people haven't really gotten to it yet and unwrapped it yet. It dropped last week. So, you know, if you get an opportunity, give it a listen on any of your streaming services. I'm pretty sure she would appreciate it. That brings me to two other albums, which are a little bit left, right? So I think our job is not just to cover mainstream R&B. Southern Avenue. If you like Cowboy Carter, let me go there. If you like Cowboy Carter and like the folksy aspect of it, I think you should give Southern Avenue a spin. It is extremely folky and bluesy, and it gives like it seems to be that this band is really hot in Memphis. That's what I read in my research of them, and that's exactly what it is. It's whiskey drinking music, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, if you into just a good old time, yeah. So if that avenue when you got into the Cowboy Carter, and it took you to Shabuzi and took you to, you know, like all that kind of folky music, it was really, really, really good. And I actually enjoyed the album. It has one cut on it that is worth the price of admission. So, like, again, if you like really, really like folk music, if you've ever been to Beale Street in Memphis, like, this is the album for you. It'll immediately take you back to, oh yeah, I've been to Tennessee. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a really, really good album. So,
it was a little,
and again,
it was a little too twangy for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somebody, like a piece of grass hanging out your mouth, like, you know, don't pronounce their words. Yeah,
that is definitely a fitna.
Oh, I like that adjective.
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, you fitting to do something if you listening to that. But it does have a cut or two that I think, like I said, is worth the price of admission. You know, like, I can't think of because I was really going through it and I was like, oh man, I really like this one, and I got kind of stuck on it. But it's like towards the middle or later piece of the album. And then the last gentleman is Oscar. What is his name? Oscar. I don't know what happened to his name because it definitely was up there. But what is his name? Jesus Christ! Now that the name is not up there. But his like it's British, is kind of like techno, in the way that it kind of delivers. And again, I don't know if you had an opportunity to jam on him, but it wasn't bad. But he has a cut that's later on. Oscar Jerome, excuse me. He has a cut later on in the album that I was like, oh yeah, like this dude isn't bad at all. Again, probably not something I would digest completely as a whole piece of work, but one of those things in the show where you be like, oh, you put me on to this one, you know what I mean? Like all right, like this not. It's matter of fact, the song is called Borrowed Other. And it's definitely some toxic loving attached to it, but it's intentional, it's real, and it's a really, really good song. It's called Borrowed Other by Oscar Jerome. So definitely give that a run, and then come back to me and be like, okay, all right, I like him a little bit. I'll give it a little bit more.
Can I put something else on the table?
Yeah.
Maybe we can circle back to next week, man. I'm gonna tell you somebody who has been dropping a lot of new music. We'll circle back to this next week. But Eric Benet,
yes,
dropped some tracks with Carrie Hilson. He got one with Shantae Moore. He has one with Tamar Braxton. And all of them things have been like solid R&B to me. Like just like the one, I'm kind of stuck on the one with Carrie Hilson now. It's called, I'll tell you, let me go to it because.
So is he building out an EP? Because when I did the research of the albums that dropped, these are what dropped in the last couple of weeks, right?
I don't know, man. I just think he wanted to make music. I don't know if it's an album planned or not. But the song with Carrie Hilson is Can't Wait. And it's giving me like Coffee Brown after party type vibes. Like it's a bomb.
Oh, you didn't say something there. Huh? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll circle back to the album, but check that out. Like I put that in your pipe and smoke it. Tell me what you think.
All right. Okay. All right. Anybody else got any artists that's dropped a single that they trying to get into, like, or that we need to talk through before we get into the real cut of this? Yeah. Anything coming in the mind right now?
What's that new?
All right. Well, look, I'm gonna hold space for that. You know what I'm saying? So here's the next thing that's been going around on the internet, right? It has been the Mount Rushmore. So AI, people don't use AI for good things like how to cure cancer, right? They out here, you know what I'm saying, creating figments of Mount Rushmores going on. And if you don't, you can look at this. First of all, let me see if you can guess these four, like looking at it. So looking at these four, who's the first person?
Is that Beyonce?
It is Beyonce. The first one is Beyonce. Second one is
Alicia Keys.
It's Alicia Keys. That's the You Don't Know My Name, Alicia Keys, obviously.
She was in the cafe with that's definitely her cafe outfit, yo.
Yeah.
All right, now this third one, you might have to help me out, bro. Is that supposed to be Rihanna?
It's supposed to be Rihanna.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, man. AI is still working some things out.
All right, and then you know who the last person is?
No. Oh, Sierra.
It is Sierra. So
all right,
somebody put this together and said that this is.
Somebody talking about. I thought Lee said I thought it was Shakira.
I know, yo. So, all right. So let me ask a quick question. Let me even say, let's just say from 1995. I'm a 95 to right now. Would this be considered a Mount Rushmore of R&B women's music?
Preposterous.
All right. I'm before you say anything, I'm gonna let the people talk. All right. So you say
is this reasonable for a Mount Rushmore, anybody's Mount Rushmore of R&B? Is this
okay? So to my people, who is missing? Who's missing?
So somebody. I don't know about Sierra. Like on a which way? I got not even close. No, nobody's agreeing with this as a Mount Rushmore. But I want to hear more about that. I don't know about Sierra. What you mean? Like in a positive sense or in a hell no sense?
All right. So let's eliminate absolutely one person right now. All right. So
you shady.
Right. No, let's get rid of somebody. Let's get rid of first
you
of all,
ideas?
let me tell you that I like Sierra. I think that Sierra in the from 95 to now, last 30 years, Sierra can hang with the big boys. I'm not saying she's a Mount Rushmore, but I'm saying she can hang with the big boys.
So that's the thing. So these things don't have any criteria. It's just who do you consider sitting kings or queens of R&B? So it could be vocal, it could be their albums. There is no criteria. Just what.
All right, so I got hold on. So we got one hell no to Sierra. Sierra's out of here. All right, and we got one hell no to Rihanna.
More than one hell no for Sierra.
No, we got some. All right, maybe Sierra, maybe not. You know what? Let's go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Let's go the opposite way. Who unanimously should be on that Mount Rushmore? Who should be? Beyonce is unanimous. Anybody disagree with Beyonce being on the Mount Rushmore of 95 to 2025?
B can stay for me. Just on Beyonce star power and hits. The number of hits that Beyonce has had, she stays, right?
Okay. Beyonce stays. Yo, people in the comments just get mad. They don't add nothing. Hell no.
Right. No, right. Just I'm mad. I'm pissed off about this Mount Rushmore.
The criteria is whatever you want to make. So, all right, Sierra has been voted off the island. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. All right. So Beyonce is on. Yeah. Beyonce first ballot Hall of Famer. Okay. Let's move on. Before we recommend replacements, before we send a sculptor out, let's see who we're getting rid of. So we're getting rid of Sierra. That sounds like that's it. Does Alicia Keys stay? Diner Alicia Keys, piano Alicia Keys. Do any of the Alicia Keys stay?
What'd you say, Slap?
I'm not keeping Alicia Keys on my Mount Rushmore from 95.
95. No.
Hey, y'all kicking everybody off the damn joint.
Well, look, the consensus is nobody stays up here except for Beyonce.
All right. Well, if nobody stays except for Beyonce, right? Let's build out a new one. Okay. So, first vote, Mary J gotta be there. If you get and look, I don't care if you don't like her voice or not. She is definitely should be up there.
Mary J has to be there. And we talking about from 95.
95 to 2025, because that's obviously where they put this at. This can't be
is ignoring the super greats from the past. That's my issue with this Mount Rushmore. You know, so
that's why we gotta. That's why we want to keep it. That's why I gave a parameter.
Right, 95 on.
So we got Beyonce. We got Mary J. Blige. What else do we got?
Who else goes into that? Somebody said, "Why does Mary J have to be there?"
Mary's music means that she has to be there. Mary music, she has to be there.
Somebody said, "I don't like any Mary J music post in this dancery."
No hateration or no holleration.
Right. If it ain't no holleration, Mary can go too.
No holleration, no hateration, none of that. We ain't for none of that.
Okay. We got some suggestions. If it's 95 and on, Badu.
I am Badu biased. So you're not going to get an argument out of me when it comes to that. but I'm not I'm not super sure, right? I'm gonna put Badu in my. Let's see what else the people
are a little
offering.
upset about Mary J. Some people agree, some people don't. Like I will say that with Mary J. Blige, it's a love-hate relationship. Like
it is.
Either you love Mary J. or you don't. Like
she is polarizing in that way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but let me just say that Mary, what's the 4-1? I mean, her first 3-4 albums can kill anybody. So
Mary
Jilly from Philly, that's a fair conversation.
Somebody threw Monica out there, but 95.
Would you do Monica before you did Brandy?
That's wild too. That's wild. That's crazy work before the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, Aaliyah, people do. They love Aaliyah. I don't think she had it long enough. If Aaliyah is the big pun of R&B singers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Mariah, oh, pop star. That's a tough one.
Talking about from 95 on. So I got to go look at some dates. What did Mariah put out post 95? Monica Cerno.
Mariah put out EMC, MC2. I mean, Butterfly. Mariah put off some good. She put off some good stuff. I'm not going to.
Mariah makes sense to me. Even if we talk about post.
So Mariah's in there.
Okay, so Beyonce and Mariah are locked in. Are we locking in Mary? It's a lot of unrest about Mary J being there.
Yeah, I'm not.
How do we not? This is crazy to me. So as much conversation as there has been about this woman having the greatest album of all time, is Lauryn Hill before? I mean, Erica before Lauryn Hill.
See, to me, Lauryn Hill had a great. She had a great season. She didn't put together enough material. So, and we're going to talk about that. We are. All right. So, final answer. I see Beyonce, Mary, Mariah, Jill. That's a comparable Mount Rushmore. I can go with that. It's a great answer.
Hold on. Run that back. What'd you say? What were the names?
Beyonce, Mary, Mariah, Jill.
That's different.
All right. I like it. It's better than what is presented right now.
Lauryn had one album. People be pissed off about that.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Okay, I also got a contender. I got Lauryn. No, I can't put Lauryn Hill in there. Bell, I can't do it. I can't.
I agree.
I can't do it. I just can't.
He made a masterful piece of work, right? Like, we can all agree on that, but
Yeah. So I can take out Mariah if people like she's too pop, and then slide Erica in there, or I can take out both of them and I'll slide Jasmine in there. I will slide Jasmine in there. I'll take Jasmine.
So for me, hands down, Jasmine is there. Jasmine is there, hands down for me.
So who would you take out of the Mary, Beyonce, Mariah, Jill?
Let's just say that's just me.
You would take out Mariah?
I'm taking out Beyonce.
You take? Oh no!
We about to get blocked. They about to shut us down.
Whoa!
This is all very subjective.
Why not Whitney? Because Whitney, I don't think Whitney had a powerful. When did The Bodyguard drop? Was that 92? That was the last really good album that Whitney had.
No, that wasn't 92. It had to be after that, right? Am I that old?
Yeah, you are. But anyway,
Jill, Erica, Beyonce, Mary.
Okay, I'm gonna come back and then we're gonna dead this. Let's see if we can finally get an agreement. All right, we're going Beyonce, Mariah. No, not Mariah. We're taking Mariah out and putting Jasmine in. Mary and Jill.
You leaving Beyonce and take it. That's disrespectful, yo.
I didn't leave.
I'm leaving Beyonce and taking Mariah Carey out. That's what I'm saying. There's no respect for anything sacred. It's nothing sacred anymore.
No, the reason why, hold on, I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing that. Because Mariah is probably more pop than any of them.
More than Beyonce?
Yes, more than Beyonce. Beyonce, I mean, come on, man. How many picnic basket shirts can you have?
I will say this. She's a popular artist, but Beyonce's music is R&B.
Okay. All right. I like it. We're gonna leave it there. Okay. Listen, I'm not sexist. If we do the females, we gotta do the males. Yeah. Okay. So Mount Rushmore of men's R&B. Now, again, AI is needing some more advancement.
Oh,
can you tell me who these guys are?
That's what's his name? That's Money Team. That's Floyd Mayweather.
Man, that is Chris Brown, bro. Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, Usher, R. Kelly.
Again, this is disrespectful.
Who gotta go?
But I'll give it to you. If we're talking about 95 again, because this is where somebody want to fight. Because if we're talking about 95, Mike ain't there.
I don't know what to do in the sense of how this works.
They said take Chris Brown off right now.
Take Chris Brown off?
I think that's how it works. Leave Chris alone.
Yeah, y'all don't know. Breezy Hose is old, man.
Usher, I think, okay, so if you had to ask me of this list from 95 on, who stays, it's Usher. Everybody else is going, you cannot debate Usher on this list from 95 on.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, see, Usher's last 4 years have put him right back in the conversation. Usher was that's what I'm saying. It was Chris Brown had Usher. The problem is, I mean, Roberto was staring us in the face. And don't nobody want to keep Roberto, but we don't want to get rid of him either.
From 95, you don't want to keep Roberto. Are we keeping the same criteria?
No, listen, I'm telling you that Roberto and his straight back cornrows stays. First of
all, Roberto is crazy. Yo. I'm still getting used to Roberto.
Roberto. He's the artist now known as Roberto. I don't care what. All right. So if Roberto staying, Usher staying, Chris Brown staying for 95, y'all gonna get ready.
No. Wait a minute. Nobody said, you said all these people are staying.
Are you getting rid of Roberto?
From 95 on, I am.
You getting rid of Roberto at 95 on?
No, you're right. Okay, Roberto stays.
Okay. Are you getting rid of Usher?
Absolutely not.
Are you getting rid of Chris Brown?
Absolutely not.
So then you getting rid of the king of pop?
Then
that's blasphemy.
I can't form my mouth to say that, yo. But from 95 on, he doesn't belong here.
I would agree with you on that statement, that from 95, even though I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that Invincible was a good album. Yeah, people be hating on
it ain't king status. Come on now. If we're talking about from 95 on, the best stuff that's been out by men.
Let me ask you then this question then. Who are you getting rid of, and then for who? Who belongs on the list that ain't there?
Mike is going, and I'm gonna tell you from 95 on who I'm throwing up there. Some contenders. Damn.
Ain't nobody there, bro.
Hear me out.
I'm waiting.
I'm scared. I know y'all gonna eat my ass up. Tank can go in there from 95 on.
Tank.
I'm saying Tank.
First of all, hold on. Let me answer the chat. Miss Medea, Butterflies came out in 2001, so it fully fits inside of the criteria. Tank, Neo. Neo can't sing well enough for this list.
Okay, don't do that. Stop playing with Neo, bro. Stop playing.
No, I love Neo. First of all, I think his
album. Neo ain't never made a bad project, yo. I'm not mad at whoever said
Jacquees.
Jacquees. I'm not mad at Neo.
I'm not mad at Neo either.
Neo writes. Neo has never put out a bad product.
Neo had New Kids on the Block sounding good. You're not gonna get an argument out of me.
No, you know what? Tank is not. Well, he's not big enough. I don't know. It's like Tank never like
Tyrese.
Huh?
Somebody said Tyrese. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Wait a minute. Why are you immediately shutting down Tyrese?
But to go on the Mount Rushmore? Come on, man.
Okay.
You know
Come on. Okay, so Mount Rushmore, who's the because Mike is not there. Can we agree on that?
Mike is always there. That's the problem.
No. See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all bullshit. I'll
be nostalgic. Butterflies was a good album.
But it's not enough from 95 on to keep him in kingdom status. From 95 on, you telling me nobody could fill that spot?
All right, if you're going to take Mike out and you like Tank, I'm going Trey Songz. I'll take Trey Songz. Maxwell. I'll take Maxwell.
Boom. That's it. Maxwell goes there. Because you need a neo soul representative anyway. I agree.
Okay. I could go with I will accept Maxwell on the 95 to 2025.
Maxwell belongs there.
That goes. That's good. You know what? Okay. At some point, you gotta have somebody that won't dance.
Because you're gonna get me to slap in here fighting. Because I probably would have said D'Angelo.
No, and that would have been wrong. That would have been the wrong answer.
I think Maxwell is more palatable.
John Legend better than Maxwell. No.
Now people want to speak up. Anthony Hamilton.
Anthony Hamilton, that's a good choice. It's a good choice. I'm not mad at Anthony Hamilton. So wait a minute, did we kick Mariah off the last one? Because I got a name for you. If Mariah's on the last one, then I have someone that can go.
No, you can't backtrack. What are you doing?
If you don't kick Mariah off the girls, then you got to put Bruno Mars on this one.
Ooh.
Bruno kicked all these cats' asses.
Ooh. No, he's not over Maxwell.
I mean,
he's not over Maxwell.
I don't know. He did kick Joe Lewis's ass. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna post this on I need to know between Anthony Hamilton, Maxwell, and D'Angelo, who is the choice?
Ooh.
That's what I would like to know for most people, or generally speaking. Bruno don't go here. Stop it. Y'all are not gonna give this credence, yo. Yeah,
y'all are great. Listen, first of all,
you are not gonna give Bruno Mars precedence over top of Maxwell.
Silk Sonic put out one of the greatest albums of all time, and that was R&B.
I agree with that, but before that, Bruno was still trying to find his lane. Before that,
no, Bruno he's a hodgepodge of things. You know what I mean? But most importantly, he was still in Mars Day style, and that needs to be discussed. But this can go on for I listen. You'll take Tyrese over Bruno.
Love it, baby.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right, so let's go back. Let's just review. And I love Raphael Sadiq too. He don't have enough solo.
He don't got enough solo material.
He don't have enough solo work. But it's a full-fledged argument. Bring it out in the comments.
This is from 95. From 95.
95. No, we don't ignore Sadiq. It's just that Sadiq brings the two other Tonys with him, and that in itself plays a part
now, don't get me wrong. Sadiq has solo material and plenty of it, but I don't think that it's generally consumed. It's not. It's damn near underground. Like
Yeah.
it's not publicized enough for it to be like generally like palatable for everybody. It's somebody here right now who doesn't know any Sadiq solos except for the movie soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Well, I mean, it's a lot of people like in the other. I can't believe people actually feel that John Legend ain't making no mountain that I'm on. I put him Mountain Fuji. Yeah, that ain't
Yo,
my.
when I posted John Legend on the page, somebody said, "I miss when John Legend was black." I'm like,
yes,
terrible, yo.
And look, look. His first album was everything. Like, oh, it was so good. It was so good. But I mean, I don't know. Look, Mariah, I'm with you. I think
he hopped there on John Legend getting that check. He on The Voice.
He gets to the paper.
You know what I'm saying? He do commercials.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Pudge said that the picture is the answer. I agree. John's first album was black. His second album was light skinned, and then his third album, he just
cut it out. John got 3 solid, and then after that, it was like, "What you doing?"
Yeah, it got real cronery, like, you know what I'm saying. So I that's the issue.
Ass. Right.
Yeah,
okay,
everything. He got the big mic, the one, the silver one that you could. All his albums are recorded on those now. Like he'll have a regular mic.
Right. He on that.
Yeah.
Everything he can have a tuxedo on now. Like, Frank Sinatra head.
So let me tell you, and this is an absolute truth. Okay. When I was in Vegas during the last week of I was in Vegas the last week of Silk Sonic. And then there was someone else who was there at the same time, and John Legend. So all these people were in Vegas at the same time doing a residency. Silk Sonic, you could not get a ticket for. I can't remember who the second artist is, and it's blanking on me, and I'm pissed off about it. But John Legend also was there at the same time. And if you went on to the Ticketmaster to find out how much the prices was, Silk Sonic joints was like $300. John Legend tickets was $33. And the arena was wide open. So I'm just telling you that
we got to move these seats.
Yeah, I'll just tell you that for whatever reason, it's just not comparable. All right.
So we can talk about this all day, like you said.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into so that gets into this next one, right? So we like to do inside of this, we're going to do an album review. So I guess the greatest thing to talk about, or since we talk about Mount Rushmore, is to talk about that Apple Music said that The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is the greatest album of all time. It's the greatest album of all time. I'm going to repeat that. Not R&B, not pop, not metal. It is the greatest album.
Hold on. Bud's mad, yo. He said that John Legend show was an added show. It don't count. Don't play John Legend like that.
I'm just telling you that it is. Hey, Nakia said Donnell Jones, and I don't know what Donnell Jones would be in the running for aside from a Popeyes. He would be a Popeyes commercial, but I love me some Donnell Jones. Don't get it. He squeedy his way into some cheating, and then scattered his way right back into to the woman's life. So I'm never mad at Donnell Jones. All right, let's get into this. Okay. Is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill the greatest album of all time?
All right. So I got to stand on business based on what I've said previously. Can y'all answer me this question? Are you going to listen to The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill all the way through? Or are you going to listen to Thriller all the way through?
Yeah, you
all the way through.
Okay. So here's the piece, okay? You definitely need a different kind of vibe to listen to Lauryn Hill's album all the way through. To me, you definitely light incense a lot. You might have a vape or two. You
The
got
ladies
piercings
got on
in. I just is nothing that I mean, and I did it recently, like as in yesterday. Like I tried it, and I'm not gonna tell you that like. And here's the crazy thing is that one of the songs on there, right, is like so it's not the greatest R&B album, so I can't. That's not its distinction, so I can't say that.
It's the greatest
But
album of all time.
I find it tough, man. I mean, I listen to songs in the key of life.
Way more.
I listen to Thriller. And if I'm being really, really honest with you, I think that Carl Thomas Emotional is a better album.
I mean, I know the issue with all of these things, Mount Rushmore, greatest album of all time. I don't know what your criteria is. I get for greatest album of all time, we're talking about definitely probably some crossover themes. Yes, I agree with you. Listenability. Am I going to listen to Carl Thomas Emotional before I listen to this? Absolutely. Am I going to listen to somebody said I'll probably listen to a whole Donnell Jones album before I listen to the whole Lauryn Hill album. But when you're talking about greatest album of all time, I'm sure that they incorporated some criteria that talks about what messages that are being sent. Also, I think this is clickbait. You know what I mean? Like, so, it's
but you do know in clickbait, you don't have to be so amazingly wrong, right? Like, I mean, I feel like that just saying
that. You one thing, Apple was not going to say that Carl Thomas Emotional was the greatest album of all time.
And somebody should have slipped the listening committee a copy of it and said, put this in your pipe and smoke it. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing, right? Like, listen, man. I mean, honestly, is that joint even better than what's the 411 from Mary J. Blige? Like, is that like
you're talking about greatest album being palatable by everybody? What's the 411 is for us?
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying is that. Yeah, but see, it's unfair because she had a different formula, and people had, for whatever reason, and I'm not saying it wasn't a great album either, but the score was such a commercial success that she was coming off of being commercial. Like, it's almost really unfair, right? That she was coming off of that Fuji success that just did the Ready or Not thing, and the one time strumming, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had went overboard, and then she did Sister Act. So really, she was really a pop artist at the time.
But that's not fair, Slap, because if I'm not trying to be funny, first of all, y'all are not gonna find a bigger Michael Jackson fan, but you got to be fair. He's coming off the Jackson 5. Like, if you're talking about Thriller, that was the anticipation for Michael Jackson.
No, because he did Off the Wall before that. Off the Wall didn't do anything, and that's why he made Thriller. So to be honest with you,
Off the Wall did do something. It didn't do
what he thought it should have done. And so he said, let me run this back and made it that way. So, but I mean, I'm just saying is that I just want to hear what albums are better. I've seen a couple, we named a couple. And yeah, I mentioned Mary J. Blige. Just because I don't think that I'm not going to negate just because I don't necessarily am in love with her singing instrument doesn't mean that she is not really good at what she does. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying is that I listened to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. It's just it's a challenge. I think it's a really good one with mothers. I think because it has that appeal. I think particularly if you were a young mother at the time, like that 22 to 26, you're finding yourself, and it was very empowering, and like that she was making the decisions and figuring out what love was. It was a discovery album, but I don't think it is the greatest album of all time.
Let's be frank. The list is up there. I'm skipping Final Hour. I'm skipping When It Hurts So Bad. I'm skipping Forgive Them, Father. I'm skipping Every Ghetto.
Yep. Okay.
So that mid-section, there's a middle of that album that I'm not listening to regularly.
It is a lot more than that. And like mentioned, it has a lot of, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other, you know what I mean, aspects. I think that the song is solid in maybe 4 aspects. If I'm being real,
5 good songs on.
Bruh, it's not better than Baduism.
I agree.
It's
no.
Like,
Okay. There's some discussion, and I don't know what the criteria is, but I'm sure it has something to do with racism about it being palatable. That when you're talking about the greatest album of all time, that's where it goes to.
Baduism was so good. You know how good Baduism was? Baduism was so good that she said, "Let me just record it live and re-release it again, and wait, find them all over again."
but for me, and that's what we're talking about, right? And which is not a fair discussion about R&B at all. Is it palatable for the other population? Can they digest?
But that's, you know what's interesting about that is that it's still a very Black album. So that's the interesting thing about it, is that it is still a very Black album. It wasn't like she
made to cross over like that. What? You real rap? You just heard something. What made this crossover?
Because she had already crossed over as a rap artist, and then she started acting. Everybody wanted it. Like at that point, that strumming, that Roberta Flack joint, it was everywhere. So now people wanted to hear her sing.
Boom.
So that's
the turning point for Lauryn Hill. Exactly.
It's a perfect storm. Yeah, it was a perfect storm. So I mean, the score last time I checked was something like 23 times platinum, bro. Like, do you think that the Fugees are that good to sell 23 million albums? Like,
I like Cowboys.
Oh Lord. All right. Okay. All right, man. Last thing, we're gonna get y'all out of here, man. All right. So if you have not listened to the last episode of TR&B, we are discussing New Jack Swing. And I don't know if any of y'all are dancers. I don't know if y'all were cutting up a rug during this time, but really, New Jack Swing, honestly, really is the ushering in of a lot of the music that we listen today, where there's, kind of that heavy, really emphasis on moving, dancing. There may be an introduction of a hip hop artist. There may not be, but this is really the blend of all of this. And we kind of talk about it. And we wanted to, at this time, give props to Teddy Riley, because he was the pioneer of this. Real quick, Teddy Riley is so awesome that he is a founding member of 2 groups. What are the 2 groups?
Somebody,
let's see who
quick. I'm saying you don't. What 2 groups is Teddy member the founder of that are R&B staples?
Let's see.
I'm waiting because it's a little bit of a delay.
Yes.
Is it there?
People ain't typing fast enough. Nope. Yeah. So while we wait on that answer, there you go. Yeah, Ron was first. Black Street and Guy. He's the founding member of 2 different groups. So, and Guy is where he kind of cut his rug, you know what I'm saying? Cut his teeth on New Jack. And absolutely, New Jack absolutely created the Tough Man. I see you, B. So, just real quick in the chat, man, what's your favorite New Jack Swing song? On this episode, we talk about, Ain't My Type of Hype, House Party, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting into that. How many people remember Jeff Reed? You should have called me. You know what I mean? Who know about that?
Let me say this, yo. This is something that in my research, like going back through all of these tracks, that people don't give Teddy credit for. Diddy came out with this term, we invented the remix. Teddy Riley invented the remix. Teddy Riley remixed so many tracks with a New Jack City swing to it or a Teddy's Jam to it on the back of it. Yeah. He's the guy you know what I mean? New Jack City just birthed so much of the music that we loved in the 90s. You know, we always speak to. Go ahead.
No. I was just going with the chat, man. Groove Me, I like, you know what I'm saying? Is up, you know what I mean? Those was the joints. I mean, hey, Heavy D style. What's the Heavy D joint that he sampled?
Is it good to you?
No, not Is It Good to You. What's the other one? The Real Dancing joint.
Now that we
found love. Yeah, like that's a great example. Let me ask y'all this, man, because JC stands 10 toes down, right? And this is where I think Whitney Houston was talking that Bobby Brown really was, right? He was the king of New Jack Swing, like really like humping around, my prerogative. Like Bobby Brown's whole sound was built in this that we really love about Bobby Brown. But and so I think Whitney was right in some instances, right? That Bobby Brown was, I mean, not the king of overall R&B, but that when New Jack Swing was at its top, that was Bobby Brown's time. And it had a brief instance where that sound was dominating things, but Bobby Brown was at the top of it. So it was, I want her. That is the, hey, Keith Sweat, talk about it now. Keith Sweat had no dance moves except
let me add some context to that, because my thing is, and I didn't, when she first said it, like you said, it became a trope, a joke, right? But when you think back on it, man, like somebody said it immediately when we started talking about New Jack City. The idea of the bad boy in R&B, who else are you going to split that with beside Bobby Brown? He was the rebel. He was the, you know, and you can go further back. You know, I guess if you want to bring in some Bobby Womack or something like that. But Bobby Brown set the tone for Jodeci. He set the tone for that R. Kelly, that Trey songs, that where I'm going to go against the grain and I'm going to do what I want to do. I just think that's what
Hey, BJ, Rex and Effects was a rap song. It was the only reason why we didn't throw it in. But in the episode, we actually pull out Teddy Riley's verse from Rex and Effect, because it's where he names all the people that he literally was working with that shaped the New Jack sound. You know what I'm saying? You know, we talk about Albie Shore. We talk about we talk about JC wants so desperately to put Ralph Tresvant in Sensitivity in New Jack Swing, and it was a softer version of it. But
stop playing like Ralph Tresvant didn't have hits. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even gonna go into it.
Do we have any Ralph Tresvant, any Ralph Tresvant fans listening? Did anybody buy that album? I just want to do a quick test.
Everybody had rated R. Stop playing, man. Come on, dog.
Did anybody have that album?
Yes, he did.
Or still listen to it now? Anybody here listen to Pumps in the Bump is, I told people Pumps in the Bump actually was absolutely, and Aaron Hall's getting off on it too in Pumps in the Bump at the end. So, all right. Anybody have the album? No one yet has. Okay.
That's We Love Ralph. You need a man with sensitivity. Man like me. Stop playing, man.
Hey, okay.
Stop playing.
Ralph Tresvant make music. Sensitivity is for dudes that ask for hugs, ask to be the little spoon. Oh man, she said I better have it from a Columbia CD subscription. Yeah,
that was your sixth choice on the penny.
1 cent, yo. 1 cent joint.
People still own it, man.
Yo, people like Pumps in the Bump real way more than they like Sensitivity, bro. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Pumps in the Bump is not in our lane for Theoretically, but I would love to see that thrown on in a set and see how people react to that. You know, like
if they don't know if
Pumps in the Bump.
I'm gonna be honest. If they don't do the dance, they not my people. If they don't know how to do the dance with it, they not my people. They can get on about their business. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Listen, no,
Exactly.
Ralph gotta do
Exactly. You go to any concert and Ralph ain't there to do his piece. Come on, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Whatever, man. All right, listen. And then the last piece, man, and we out of here, man, is that next week, man, if you're not listening to TR&B, the podcast, we hope that you tune in. Next week, dropping at midnight, not next week, in 2 hours, we are talking about perfect tens, and those are perfect R&B songs, right? And of course, we all put up something that's up for debate. But just, we talked through some perfect songs, and I'll give you just an example.
They
right?
were real disrespectful, yo. And we have a guest host on this episode, yo.
Yeah, we actually do. We do have a guest host on this. Does anybody have just a mention of what they think is a? Yes, hey, Johnny Gill, we talk about rub you the right way. B. Does anybody have the perfect R&B song, a perfect R&B song that they can think of? Uncle Sam is a perfect 10.
How does Uncle Sam in a perfect 10?
You gotta get the hell out of here.
Uncle Sam had a whole album. How you just gonna say he is a perfect 10?
You know which one he's talking about.
I don't ever want to see you again.
Yeah. So make sure that y'all listen up on that, the perfect 10.
A perfect 10 song. That's what we about on
it is a guaranteed super playlist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know Vel gonna get mad at some of JC's choices though. But listen, I want you guys absolutely to continue to join us, man. Every week we're gonna do the same thing, have conversation. We're gonna talk about what's popping in R&B. We actually next week we're gonna do a trivia Kahoot. We're gonna get y'all engaged. We're gonna give out a prize. So the winner gets to actually win a TR&B t-shirt for next week. So it's important that you actually listen to the show, because some of the show elements are going to be in the game for next week. All right. Yeah. So, and of course, the DMs are always open. You can comment, like, share. Please run up the numbers, guys. Listen,
if you go to the page, like a post. If you watch it, like it. If you if you got some commentary, leave a comment. We need y'all. Please, y'all. Share it with a friend.
The same way y'all ran up the comments in this live show, we need y'all to run up the comments. All right, please, please show the engagement. You know what I mean? So we look. One day, me and JC gonna be somewhere throwing a concert to all our loyal listeners. We're gonna do it just on the front. And we want to invite all you cats that have been doing the comments. We want to be able to look through the comments and say, I know who that is, and we sending them a free ticket. All right. Everybody right now, we on the ground floor, we going up to the first, and we not stopping until we get to the penthouse. All right. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in to In Theory today. Hey, JC, what you got for the people before we get out of here?
I appreciate y'all, man. I'm having a good time, and I'm here. Please, y'all, continue to like, share. We're doing this every Wednesday at either 9 or 10 o'clock. Well, there's some debate about that, but y'all let us know what time. Shoot.
All right, guys, man. We love y'all, man. We'll see y'all next week.